I will not refuse this power, but I will decide how to use it. You touch the essence, and the power, so familiar and clear, flows through you like a river. The power that courses through you is so immense the wound on your chest closes up as if it had never existed.
Now you know. You truly know.
Enough! Enough of this madness! I was blind. O Lady of Heaven, how blind I was. I saw holiness in the half-fiend's creation.
The voice of the Hand of the Inheritor thunders beside you. Arilu does not move, seemingly unaware of his presence.
But is it truly possible? Angelic light in a creature of darkness? Am I tricking myself into thinking that I have been deceived? Forgive me, champion. I must leave you. I must collect myself, pray, reflect. Find me in the Nexus.
There is no life in the angel's voice, he adds dully and disappears. Angelic light. You gain the Hand of the Inheritor's trust, not only by your allegedly being the chosen one, but also by your actions. He sensed a kindred spirit in you, a true angel.
I want to help you close the world wound.
Arilu looks at you for a while, then she speaks. Wait, what? Okay. Arilu's words are cut off by a quiet laugh. Sitting on the throne that was empty just a moment ago is none other than Nocticula, ruler of Alushinira, the Midnight Isles, a powerful demon lord, and the one they call Our Lady in Shadow. Her red lips curl into an ironic smile, and her large eyes observe you with keen interest.
You were about to say, we are going to close the world wound, weren't you, Arilu? I see no reason to continue deceiving this mortal. Now I am convinced that he is quite worthy of serving me. I will even reward him with a modicum of knowledge about the events in which he is about to take part.
Greetings to you, Our Lady in Shadow.
Shelley swiftly drops to one knee and bows her head.
It's nice to see that even surrounded by mortals, you haven't forgotten who your mistress is, Arushale. You may rise.
I didn't mean to. I don't know why I did it.
Ursula stands up awkwardly and looks at Nocticula first, then at you with a stunned expression. Evil, good. Good, reach for your weapon. A word of warning, don't play games with me. I'm not afraid to fight you.
Do I truly frighten you so, mortal? That you must reach for your weapon? Don't be afraid. I won't hurt you. I have had my eye on you for a very long time. You see, it was at my behest that Lady Vorlesh imbued you with such incredible powers. But I was curious to see your worth as an individual, not as Lady Vorlesh's creation. Thus, I decided to postpone our meeting and see how you'd fare in Alushinira, and whether or not you could win respect and power among those not so easily impressed by outstanding magical abilities. Well, you've passed my test adequately by proving that your character and your will are stronger than the Nehindrian powers Lady Vorlesh has vested in you.
You are wise, my lady. However, only those who have never known or forgotten what it is like to be mortal can so easily dismiss the importance of power. To be someone whose life is fragile and can be cut short at any moment, like a candle snuffed out by a gust of wind.
It is a shame your angel has left you, mortal. I would have liked to talk to him. I don't expect I will get another chance, as that celestial buffoon's days are numbered.
Ula's tone is casual, but her eyes are intent, scrutinizing you. You were able to see the Hand of the Inheritor, despite all his enchantments?
The herald of that upstart goddess. Here.
Lilo tilts her head slightly. Oh, she wasn't aware.
Yes, although his defenses were quite intricate. A commendable precaution on his part, as word of the hand of the inheritor descending once more into the abyss reached the echo of Discari almost immediately. Mind you, vindictiveness and guile have always been among his best qualities.
The hand of the inheritor told me his magic deceived the eyes of all evil spawn of the abyss, but not yours?
Perhaps you don't know everything about me yet, mortal. Perhaps you made the same mistake as many before you, and many who were more insightful and more powerful than you, by presuming to know what to expect from the Lady in Shadow.
Tell me about the Echo of Discari.
He is a strange creature, a bespoke creation, so to speak. Long before the world wound was opened, Discari, that little cricket, was seeking a way to have some fun on Galarian and assert his influence there. One day, he decided to gather a few strong mortal followers, fuse them together into one being, and pump that being full of his own power, in the belief that something worthwhile would come of it. That is how the Echo came to be. To the great dismay of both the Echo and the Lord of Crickets, the Echo was greeted by Eridan, protector of humankind. Eridan gave the Echo such a thorough thrashing, the whole abyss thought him dead. And yet he was not. Cricket, the younger, is alive and well, though I cannot say the same for Eridan. But the Echo remembers his humiliation still. He hates anything and everything related to Eridan, especially his inheritor, Iomade. Her heralds, her priests, her temples. He would hate Iomade's pet pug, if she had one.
Why does the Echo of Discari prey upon the hand of the inheritor?
Envy, humiliation, ego. The usual playthings of little boys from all planes and realities. The Echoes suffered more than one defeat, first at Eridan's hand, then under the onslaught of the forces of heaven. Those routes taught him to attack his enemies by stealth, boldly and often, killing and crippling anyone close to the light-bringing goddess. Now, it seems, he has decided the time has come. The Herald of Iomade himself is in the abyss alone, without a retinue of lesser angels. He's an interesting little bird, that angel. Before he became the Herald of Iomade, he served Regathiel, the General of Vengeance. I've always found the fate of that Imperial Lord to be quite fascinating. Did you know that the father of the Upper Plains' top military leader was a devil from hell? Regathiel had to achieve many feats to redeem his unholy legacy in the eyes of the other Imperial Lords. But he did. A remarkable tale, is it not?
I mean, the hand of the inheritor did say that only creatures with evil in their heart could not see him, so maybe she's bluffing, maybe she isn't super powerful, maybe she's just not evil in her core. That would be interesting. I need to read this, sorry, I didn't pay attention to what she said. I thought about the hand of the inheritor. He's an interesting little bird, that angel. Before he became the Herald of Iomade, he served Regathiel, the General of Vengeance. I've always found the fate of that Imperial Lord to be quite fascinating. Did you know that the father of the Upper Plains' top military leader was a devil from hell? Regathiel had to achieve many feats to redeem his unholy legacy in the eyes of the other Imperial Lords, but he did. A remarkable tale, is it not? Conversation is interrupted by concerned-looking succubus who silently approaches Nocticula and then begins fervently whispering into her ear. Nocticula's expression turns hard and cold. As Nocticula ponders the new development, the messenger makes eyes at you playfully. You recognize those green eyes, except they were awash with pain when you last saw them. Their owner bleeding out in the caverns of the Nexus. The succubus smiles slyly and gives you a wink. Oh, the one we, well, let live.
Another island, another loss. Enough! I warned them that I would not stand for the desolation of my realm. They have not heeded me, and they will regret it. Go to your sisters and tell them to prepare.
That green-eyed succubus, I know her.
Yes, you've already met Laulia, my talented assistant. I've heard she was very convincing at acting out her tragic death in the minds of the Nexus. As you can see, I've been watching you since your very first moments in the Abyss. And even a little earlier.
How do we save the hand of the inheritor? Let's save hand of the... It seems like he was about... I mean, save a certain angel.
I have prepared a beautiful intrigue that will topple many of your enemies and seal the world wound forever, ending the threat to Galarian. And you have the chance to become part of that intrigue.
Okay, why not? My companion Ember would like to speak with you.
Ember? So that's her then? Well, approach. I have heard you bleating your pathetic prayers at me. You have some nerve addressing me with such nonsense. Did you think I would simply repent? Renounce my status as a demon lord? Do you have any idea what I had to do to acquire it? Wait, what is this?
Tears rolling down Ember's cheeks as she sniffles noisily. She presses her maimed hands against her heart as she stares up at Nocticooler. The fragile form shudders from weeping. Arelu wrinkles her nose in disdain. Why have you brought this simpleton here? This is Alushinira, not Nerosian. We don't give alms here.
I can't stand these noises. Do you think you're the first to try to move me with a display of tears? It only makes me angry. If you wish to speak, then wipe your nose and speak clearly.
I know what you had to do to others and to yourself. I'm so sorry. So sorry. If only I could ease your pain somehow. Calm your sorrows.
He believes that deep down everyone is good, even creatures that are evil by nature.
I don't know what nature is and don't care a whit about cosmic good and evil. They are but labels thought up by philosophers. I know what power is. Pleasure. Desire. All this childish babble merely amuses me. Nothing more. So, where were we? My pain? My sorrows? What nonsense are you talking? Don't tell me you pity me.
I'm so sorry. You're the most miserable soul I've ever seen. I've seen people burned alive, people being devoured by monsters, people burying their children. They were in pain, so much pain. But I've never seen anyone in as much pain as you.
What is this sacred drivel? What do you even know of me, Nat?
I've seen your city. You were the one who built it. It is the way you wanted it to be. It holds all of your dreams, all of your heart, and everyone in this city is suffering. Everywhere, all the time, every minute. All who live here are hurting and scared. If these are its citizens, how miserable must its ruler feel?
We were all okay.
And this This is what you brought her to me for. You think this infantile sniveling is worthy of my attention?
I've seen the truth of her wisdom more than once. Perhaps it would benefit you to listen to her as well.
As if I hadn't seen enough sanctimonious bores in my life. So, what do you suggest I do, preacher? Beg the good gods' forgiveness? Devote myself to serving a sword-swinging upstart, perchance? Or that old crone, the moon?
No. Gods can't help anyone. They're just like us mortals. Silly, frightened, clueless. You're almost goddess yourself. You know better than anyone that no one can save you. No one except you.
Save me? From what exactly?
From yourself. From what you've done to yourself. From the city you've imprisoned yourself in. Listen! You are a queen, but you're the queen of pain and filth. Your realm is a realm of your own suffering. You're almost goddess. You can do anything you want. So why won't you make yourself happy? You could become the Redeemer Queen.
Oh, the Redeemer Queen! That's new. Never in all my years have I heard anything like that. Well, child, enough joking. Get out of my sight, or I'm afraid I might decide to keep you here forever as my fool.
The voiceover is very good. Much better than I do it. Tilting her head back, Nocticooler explodes with wild laughter. Her body's shaking and she doubles over, slapping her thighs with her palms. Her very thick thighs. When she's finally done laughing, she catches her breath. She wipes the tears from her eyes.
Do you think she took my words to heart?
On giving Nocticooler one last smile, Ember ducks behind your back. You hear her whispering. Probably?
That would be great.
I told you to get out! I don't want to hear your squeaky voice again!
Did Arelu really create me? Oh, she has certainly had a hand in your present state of existence. Lady Vorlesh designed the World Wound, a magical phenomenon of unfathomable power. To seal it, we required a key that was just as strong and unique. Oh, we are the key! Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Of course, we are the key. Oh, maybe I should actually listen when they talk. Oh, of course. So as long as we are alive, the World Wound is alive? What? Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. The World Wound is much older than... Wait, aren't we a demon? What were we before we became this? Simply put, we acquired a champion and she chose you. Seal it. Interesting. Ah, okay, so the key is... Okay, now I understand. I'm stupid, sorry. I'm a slow learner sometimes. So, Arelu wants to seal the World Wound, and she created a key for that, and we are that key. Both your powers and that wound on your chest were the result of her experiments when she infused your soul with the essence of the Abyss. Of course, you remember none of that. Everything was done in secret. Even the power granted to you was purified, to the extent that it was possible, so that you would not guess its source ahead of time. In trial after trial, we watched your will be tempered, and when the time came, we started filling you with the energies of Nahindrian crystals. These energies are necessary for the task at hand. Oh! Filling you with energies of Nahindrian crystals in our sleep! Maybe that was... there was this moment when we were... at the beginning of the game, the prologue, when we awoke and the dead head was in our inventory and there were dead demons around us, maybe Ailelu came with the demons and infused us with the essence of Nahindrian crystals, and the demon that lives inside our very aristocratic friend didn't like that and tried to kill them all and didn't manage to kill Ailelu. I was going to summon you and reveal the truth when the time was right. Instead, you have followed your queen's orders and arrived here early. One can only hope that you are prepared to accept the truth. Everything has its price, says Aredo quickly. Your wound was, in essence, the flip side of all my experiments. There was a reason why we required a true champion, not merely a living tool whom we could fling into the flames of the world wound and close it like any lesser rift. I think you should know that. Nocticula makes a sudden gesture, cutting Aredo off. Don't be too hasty. We've burdened him with enough revelations for now. Give him time to become accustomed to the truth about himself. Then you can share all the details. I killed Willidus, your court mage. Nocticula shows no hint of sadness. I'm aware of this, of course, but it's lamentable in a way, since his fear of me was strong enough to make him impeccably loyal. However, his death is but a single move in a much larger game. In games like this, losing a few pawns is unavoidable. Should we inform her of treason? What? I wish to inform you of treason. Nocticula looks quite amused. Is that so? Who is it you've decided to inform on? And more importantly, how did you learn of these traitors and how credible are these accusations? Should we do... Interesting. Nocticula inform of treason. I've read that you can romance Nocticula. What? Are you serious, Pathfinder? I mean, the depth of this game. There are 6 trillion possible versions that you can choose, and you can romance everyone, even the demon lords. I mean, what the fuck? What? Well, that is not what I expected. A friend of mine, the storyteller, has peered into the future. In his vision, Epsamira was sending demons off to you. The demons were strengthened by Nahindrian crystals. A hint of dangerous excitement creeps into her voice. You are fond of knowledge, my dear guest. Let's just say I'm not surprised by her appetites. The ambitions of that brat, or her lecherous goat of a sire, were bound to surface sooner or later, but your warning will encourage me to keep a closer eye on her. You could have gone to Epsamira with this and received a payment for your silence. Your foresight must not go unrewarded. Shamira is researching Nahindrian crystals in secret. Perhaps she is planning to overthrow you. A small smile appears on Nocticula's lips. How nice of you to warn me. I'm impressed. I do wonder, however, do you really think I was unaware of this, or did you merely want to demonstrate your loyalty? Either way, I appreciate you telling me. I will take this as proof that I can rely on you. You were very astute to uncover Shamira's desire to dethrone me, and it was particularly sensible of you to keep your mouth shut about the secrets of the Nahindrian crystals. I suppose your caution calls for a reward. You did not allow Shamira to suppress your will with her magic, thereby publicly humiliating the de facto ruler of Shinira. At the snap of Nocticula's fingers, one of the servants approaches you and presents you with a delicate package wrapped in gossamer-like silk. Aspect of the asp. Mining Nahindrian crystals is a surefire way to sink the island. The crystals are on the bottom of Ishiar. I assume you understand why all who attempted to procure them on Linthia were executed. At least you didn't tell Shamira about the mines you found. The last thing I need is the ardent dream burrowing under my capital. Why do you still tolerate Shamira? Someone has to deal with trivial matters. Shamira's betrayal was assured the moment I made her my favorite, just as Sephorians before her. The second always dreams of rising to be the first. I know the feeling well. I want to ask you about other powerful denizens of the Abyss. Are you interested in one of my servants, or do you wish for me to tell you something about your enemies? What is your relationship with Airelu? Ah, she works for me, isn't it obvious? Lady Vorlesh is very talented. She may be the most brilliant and capable mind ever to come from your plane. And the guile she used to betray one demon lord master after another impressed me so much that I offered her the position of my advisor on matters of magic. Naturally, the esteemed Lord Koch and Lord Locust don't know a thing about the betrayal of their faithful lackey, Lady Volesh. I plan to keep it a secret for a while longer. Betrayal is too strong a word. I opened a path to Golarion for those two, and I told them how to extract power from the Hindrian crystals. That will suffice. Doesn't it bother you that Arelu serves another master? Nocticular smiles deviously. I'm not prone to jealousy. Let Dascari think Lady Volesh serves him still. His bug brain seems incapable of sensing betrayal. As for Baphomet, he, like any talented liar, is most vulnerable when he's trying to deceive someone else. He was so pleased to fool Dascari that he became blind to the treachery that was happening right under his snout. Lady Volesh's loyalty is mine alone. And loyalty is for fools. Shared interest, that is what rational minds rely upon. That and fear. No one on their right mind would oppose the Lady in Shadow. How did Arelu become your servant? When the world wound was first opened, it only led to Dascari's realm, but then there was another and more powerful breach. The wound expanded, and its path now passed through my realm and Baphomet's as well. Interesting. First only Dascari. It makes sense. Before long, all sorts of interlopers had heard about the power contained within the crystals here, and the Midnight Isles were soon overrun with agents from my new neighbors. They flouted my embargo, burrowing greedily into my rocks, stealing my crystals. The main culprit was one Arelu Volesh. She was the one who discovered the energies of Nahindrian crystals. I'd captured her and was about to carry out her agonizing execution when Lady Volesh offered me something I desired even more than her death. She entered my service, and her main task since then has been to close the world wound. Once it is sealed, my realm will once again be cut off from those of Baphomet and Dascari, and their slaves will no longer be able to infiltrate my islands with such ease. So we should work with her. I mean, it is apparently in her dire's interest to close the wound, which will save Golarion. Do you remember the elven archmage who used to serve you thousands of years ago? He's still alive. We know each other. Really? He was well past his youth even back then, and now? Just how old is he? Can mortals even live that long? Well, apart from your immortal Aslanti? Say hello to him on behalf of the Lady in Shadow, and tell him that the one who replaced him has disappointed me immensely with his incompetence. No matter how hard he tried, he could never live up to my magnificent elf. You know, you've managed to surprise me. A rare occurrence for someone who knows just about everything. With a bat of her eyelashes, Nocticular sends you a piercing gaze, one that feels like it's delving into the deepest corners of your soul. Are Baphomet and Dascari your allies? The goat and the locust. Allies is too strong a word for our relationship. Our connection was forged by circumstance, not out of a desire to deal with each other. When the world wound opened, it tied your world to our realms. It did not join my armies with theirs, but I was forced into making peace with them so as not to get bogged down into a tiring and distracting war. If I had the opportunity, I would have met them on my terms and expanded my territories at their expense. Nocticular indulges herself with a thin smile. Unfortunately, this is not currently possible. By the way, one of them came to me with the offer of an atrocious alliance that involved conceiving little ones together. What? I'm still contemplating the specifics of my refusal. It needs to be clear and unambiguous. Atrocious alliance involves conceiving little ones. So, sex and mini demon lords? What that? Her ensuing laughter is deep and musical, almost enchanting. I want to know more about you, but that's a story for next episode.